Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Guy Williams. I'm running for the 148th Judicial District Court here in Oasis County. I want to thank the Tea Party for having us today. The Tea Party is one of the few organizations that takes judicial races seriously, and that's because judicial races are probably one of the most races in the community that we can vote on. And that's because judges are your gatekeepers to the community, ladies and gentlemen. Judges set the tone for the community. Judges in the past history have been role models for the community. You know, we have the highest, one of the highest crime rates in Texas, in Corpus Christi. You know, every year we're rated about number 3 in property crimes. I ran for district attorney in 2004. That was when I first started running locally in 2004. And one of the things that I was big on was being tough on property crimes. You know, these people that are breaking into your homes, breaking into your cars, these gangbangers that are tagging your property with graffiti. These are the kind of property crimes that go to the heart of what's wrong with Oasis County. And that all stops with the judge. The district attorney's office brings those people in front of the court. But ultimately, if they do not go in front of a jury, it's the judge that makes the final decision. So you want a judge up there that's going to be tough on these guys. You want a judge up there that has compassion, you know, and to know when these guys need probation and need help. But some of these criminals are hardened criminals. They don't need to be let back on the street. And so we need a judge with some experience under their belt to figure out exactly who these people are. And I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I do have a resume that I have brought with me, and there's a copy on each table. And if you don't have that, and if you're watching this on the video, YouTube or whatever, you can go to GuyWilliamsLaw.com. That's GuyWilliamsLaw.com, and you can see my resume. I have it posted on my website. I'm from Bishop, Texas. Born in 1950. I'm 60 years old. I was raised in Bishop till I was about 15 years old, and my parents divorced. I went from strict discipline to no discipline. I was an athlete in high school, track, football, tennis, you name it. I went from a good student in Bishop, Texas, and then when my parents divorced when I was 15, I moved to the big city of Corpus Christi. And started running around with the wrong crowd. And one of the things I do in my community service is talk to young kids about my high school career. I have a very checkered high school career. I was kicked out of 3 high schools for fighting. And I was a very angry teenager. You know, divorce affects teenagers differently. I know teenagers are very affected by divorce, and I was very affected by it. I was very angry at the world. And so I graduated high school. Out of all 3 of us kids, you know, my brother and sister dropped out when I was in the 10th grade. My daddy always said, son, if you don't graduate high school, you'll never amount to anything. And so that's what I tell these kids, you know, and I took my dad serious. But another thing why I graduated high school, ladies and gentlemen, is because I didn't want to break my parents' heart. Because 2 of my brother and my sister already dropped out of high school, and I didn't want to see the look on my parents' face for me to tell them that I dropped out. So even though I was kicked out of 3 high schools, my last semester, my last senior year, I went to college. I went to summer school. I took correspondence courses. I went to night school. But I graduated in 1968 with my class, and I got it done because I realized how important it was. And that's what I tell the kids nowadays. I go to junior highs, I go to middle schools, and I go to high schools, and I tell these kids, look around you. One of you aren't going to graduate from high school. Don't blame it on your parents. If I got out of high school without any parental help, you can do it too. So that's one of my big things in my community is at-risk youth. After high school, I joined the Marine Corps, beat the draft. They were drafting heavy in 1968. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money for college. And so I beat the draft and joined the Marine Corps when I was 18 and a half years old. I was promoted back in the Marine Corps for meritorious outstanding performance. After the Marine Corps, I went to college. Graduated magna cum laude, then I went to NCIS, special agent, graduated honor agent from Agent Basic School, was promoted meritoriously within 3 years as assistant special agent in charge. All of that's there on my resume. Now, I went to law school when I was 35 years old, and I graduated when I was 38 years old. I have 22 years experience as a trial lawyer and as an appellate lawyer, as a criminal lawyer primarily, and as family law and also civil law. My time is up, right? Okay, now, apparently I have some time for questions.
You stay there. Now we're going to take questions from the audience. If you do ask a question, please stand up and speak clearly. Do we have any questions?
What do you think about Gitmo?
I think they ought to stay at Gitmo. One of the things that I did not address, there is a question here from my opponent. Says here, your opponent alleges that you threatened two district attorneys. Do you believe you have the proper temperament to be an effective judge? Well, first of all, I've never threatened an assistant district attorney. I've never threatened a lawyer, or I don't threaten people. I'm very civil and professional to people. Now, there's no backup in Guy Williams. I mean, once a Marine, always a Marine. But these incidents that my opponent's talking about, these incidents, the court even said, don't bring your hallway grievances out in the courtroom. So it never happened. In fact, the two people that he's talking about, we shook hands a long time ago. I don't even know why my opponent's even bringing this up. But yes, I have judicial temperament, and I want them to listen to people.
Do we have any more questions? Yes, sir.
Sir, if you were offered a kickback, would you take it? Do you want to go on the record with that?
Oh, well, absolutely. The kickback. Well, speaking of kickbacks, I don't take money from lawyers. Okay. Now, judges' campaigns are financed by lawyers, and that's why it's hard to get a judicial candidate in past an incumbent. So no, I wouldn't take kickbacks. I don't even take money from lawyers. I might take $50 or $100 from a lawyer, but I don't take any real money from lawyers.
Mr. Williams, why do you want to be the judge of the 148?
Thank you for asking that, sir. Anyway, I'm in this particular race, I'm the one, in the Republican primary, I'm the one with all the experience. I have my law enforcement experience, I have my military experience. We need somebody that has unique life experiences in order to judge people. It's kind of good to walk a mile in somebody's shoes before you judge them. Now, my opponent, I haven't seen any of his work experience. All I know about my opponent is that I haven't seen him for 10 years. I've been in the Republican Party for 10 years, and I've never seen my opponent. I know he gave money to Democrats in 2006, and he also gave money to 3 Democrats in 2006. And one of those Democrats that he gave to was Maricela Cedillo, the same judge that we're running against in this election. So that doesn't make any sense. So my opponent is, I'm the only Republican running in the Republican primary.
Any more questions?
Oh, and by the way, in 22 years, I've never had a grievance or a complaint filed against Guy Williams.